people eat it than any other corn like it. This is a special strain developed to be sweet and tender. And when a corn lover is eating Del Monte corn, she probably doesn't need to hear me talking about how good it is, right? Well, then I'm just going to go into the living room and talk about corn to the sofa.
Nothing's too good for Daddy and me. Mom brings Del Monte home.
Purina Puppy Chow helps little puppies grow into big puppies. But then its job is only half done, because even after he looks full grown on the outside, inside his muscles are still forming and his bones are still growing for about a full year. That's why he needs a full year of the extra nutrition in Puppy Chow. Puppy Chow for a full year, till he's full grown.
Decision 88, election update. Here is Tom Brokaw, NBC News.
Good evening. Senator Bob Dole wins a doubleheader tonight in South Dakota and in Minnesota. Let us show you our projections now in those Midwestern states. Dole is our projected winner in South Dakota, and a very impressive showing tonight in Minnesota as well for Senator Bob Dole. And look what else happened in Minnesota. Pat Robertson, our projected runner-up, beating out Vice President George Bush. On the Democratic side, in South Dakota, Missouri Congressman Richard Gephardt, our projected winner over Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis. The vote now in South Dakota. As you can see, more than half of the vote has been counted. A very significant victory tonight for Richard Gephardt. It is his second Midwestern win. He won in Iowa, of course. Michael Dukakis spent a lot of money in South Dakota and was well organized but fell off the pace in the closing hours of the campaign. And Al Gore, who is trying to demonstrate that he's a national candidate, not just a regional candidate, gets only 8% of the vote. On the Republican side, Bob Dole, the winner in South Dakota, and another close race for second place between Robertson and Bush. If Robertson beats Bush here, it will be the third time that he has defeated the sitting vice president in the rural Midwest. So that would not be a good night for Vice President George Bush. We'll have a complete wrap-up on all of this tonight, including interviews with Gephardt and Dukakis at 11:30, 10:30 Central Time. For now, I'm Tom Brokaw, NBC News, New York.
Come on, you guys. The sun's already up. It's going to be a golden day.
Let's eat.
Oh, those golden grahams. Oh, those golden grahams. Crispy, crunchy graham cereal, family breakfast treat. Oh, those golden grahams. Oh, those golden grahams. Golden honey, just a touch with Graham's golden wheat.
It's a great tasting part of a complete breakfast for the whole family.
Try those golden grahams and have a golden day.
After you take away the bread, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise, what have you got? Well, with Oscar Mayer bologna, you've got meat, and lots of it. Cuts from the beef brisket, chuck, round, and flank. Cuts of pork side and shoulder, never cereal or filler. Oscar Mayer bologna. The beginning of a beautiful sandwich.
When can I pick up the pictures?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay, let me make a note of that.
You gonna write it down there?
I was going to, yeah.
Well, then let's say Tuesday.
You mean 2 days earlier?
No, 5 days later.
5 days later. I thought as much.
If this customer were at a Photomat store, we'd be introducing him to our brand new picture pickup promise. Photomat's way of telling you exactly when your pictures will be ready.
That quick?
Sure, and if it doesn't work out, you get a free roll of film.
Oh, no. You get in trouble for
it's
that.
No problem.
Huh?
It's a Photomat policy.
The Photomat picture pickup promise.
Is there a Photomat store around here?
Saturday, the fun starts when Nancy meets Francie, Sunshine's mom.
Actually, we live a very quiet life here. Oh, I won't. And what do you call this? Bad timing.
Then there's a fire at the fishes.
The empty house 2 doors down, it's on fire.
Could Victor be a firebug?
These children are under my supervision.
Go fish!
And Starsky and Hutch are set up by the mob. Right after Blansky's Beauties and Fish.
I can't believe this. You know, Gravy Train's really been improved. Look how the guys go for it. It's a big improvement because Gaines just added a natural beef flavor. Improved Gravy Train even looks different. And dogs can taste the difference, wet or dry. Tests show they prefer its new beefy taste over old Gravy Train 3 to 1. It's fully nutritious, too. New Gravy Train, a big improvement in taste. Right, guys?
I missed my big chance last time. Angie, I'm not going to miss it again.
There it is.
That's the Athena 2000 electronic machine by Singer. It's $100 off. Push these buttons. It sews 25 stitches.
Beautiful.
Even measures buttons and makes buttonholes to fit in one step. If you missed your chance last time, the big Singer sale is back.
Hey, Debbie, if you was my mother, what would you think of your son now? Huh?
Oh.
You're the Pepsi generation. Come and have a Pepsi day. Come on, come on, come on and taste the Pepsi way. Come on, come on, come on and have a Pepsi day. Wrap a thirsty smile around it. Raise a Pepsi up and down it. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Have a Pepsi day.
The gestures you make will...
Are your teeth really their whitest, up close? Is your breath really its freshest, up close? They can be with new Close-Up, the toothpaste and mouthwash in one. Clear red Close-Up has 2 whiteners that get teeth whiter than the toothpaste most people use, and a real mouthwash. So it not only gets your breath Close-Up fresh, it also gets your teeth Close-Up white. Close-Up is for close-ups.
This is Professor Goody speaking to you from a diving bell 400 feet beneath the ocean, where I'm about to prepare some delicious Aunt Jemima frozen waffles just for me, not for that pesky waffle whipper. Waffle, waffle, waffle. I take them from the freezer, pop them into the toaster, and light, crisp, golden brown with Aunt Jemima syrup on them. Aunt Jemima waffles for kids who like a square meal for breakfast. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Wallace, please stop. All right, Wallace, won't you join me? Waffle, 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 waffle. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Waffle, waffle.
That's a waffle whipper whipping an Aunt Jemima waffle. They're in your grocer's freezer. Is there a waffle whipper at your house?
Waffle, waffle.
A bunch of kids looking for action. So what's doing out on the street? Is this the way we ought to use our boy power? Think about it. America's manpower begins with boy power. Let's not waste it. Be a volunteer worker with the Boy Scouts.
All over the world, the word for great coffee flavor is Nescafe.
We're the world's favorite brand of instant coffees.
In America, Nescafe's great flavor comes 2 ways.
We're the world's best-selling too.
Nescafe Regular in the red label.
If Nescafe can please the whole wide world.
And now Nescafe Decaffeinated in the green label.
We can sure please you.
Same kind of flavor. Nescafe Regular, Nescafe Decaffeinated. What's your pleasure?
When the family's all together, life's the best that it can be. Life's more fun when you're munching when you're munching Fritos. 'Cause Fritos goes with fun, and fun makes family memories. And old or young, life's more fun when you're munching Fritos. Munching Fritos. Life's more fun when you're munching one, when you're munching one, when you're munching Fritos. Life's more fun when you're munching one, when you're munching Fritos. Brand corn chips.
Don't come near me.
Thursday, John Amos, Ernest Borgnine, and the cop of the future are set up by a girl on the edge. Then a new puppy brings Chrissy and Jack closer together.
Yeah, there's nothing a girl likes more than a little tickle on the tummy.
Knock it off!
Three's Company after Future Cop and Barney Miller.
I'll give you $50 for those sneakers. $50. Okay? You can have them. They're terrible. It's to prove a point. Now, you wash in detergent alone, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's wash this sneaker in detergent alone and this one in the same detergent plus Clorox bleach. Now, see any cleaning difference?
The one I wash with my detergent is just dirty. The one washed with Clorox looks so clean.
Clorox Clean. People can see the difference.
Who woke me up?
Oh, sorry, Cuckoo. It's this cold. I'm stuffy and my sinuses. Oh.
Try 4-way long-acting nasal spray, Nose. It relieves stuffy noses and sinuses up to 10 hours to help you breathe easier so you can fall asleep easier.
Hey, that's a blast.
A blast that lasts all night.
Thanks, Cuckoo. Your timing's right on the nose. 4-way long-acting nasal spray. The blast that lasts all night.
It's not too sweet. It's refreshing, crisp, and neat. Canada Dry Ginger Ale. It's not too sweet.
It's not too sweet. I repeat, it's not too sweet. Canada Dry cools your thirst. It's a taste that can't be beat.
It's not too sweet. It's a cold, refreshing treat. Canada Dry Ginger Ale. It's not too sweet.
Regular or diet, it's more refreshing because it's not too sweet.
When entering the world of art, you'd be smart to dress the part. Gentlemen prefer Hanes. With all the ladies draped in crepe, the artist loves the human shape. Gentlemen prefer Hanes. Hanes will make you smooth and silky, shapely, sexy. Wear a pair and you could be captured for posterity. Gentlemen prefer Hanes.
I hereby dub you the Easter Bunny.
Wednesday, a special family presentation narrated by Fred Astaire.
The Easter Bunny is coming to town today.
Let's all have a happy Easter.
The Easter Bunny's coming to town.
We here at the ad agency feel this commercial is provocative, motivating, and really class-a-roo. Now, what do you think, sir?
Only one shoe? Florsheim makes over 256 different styles. Show them all, big, big. What about the craftsmanship? Even our laces are better.
Have lace shoes?
Why don't we show a huge centipede wearing all the Florsheim shoes?
I like that. That could be a musical. Shaboom, shaboom.
Hey, I like that.
I like that.
Everything down.
I come to show you why mannequin flavor plenty enjoyable. I need water. See, water make leaf stretch. Wrap cigar well. Mouth enjoy flavor. Yes? Mannequin flavor special.
Sheer enjoyment.
Nobody can connect you with more of this country than United Airlines. With low-cost vacations from Hawaii to the New York Islands, to the mountains, to the oceans, to the sunshine, and back again. That's why in the friendly skies we say, your land is our land.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
Danny, sounds like you've accidentally invented a thermochemical energy source.
A scientific wonder becomes a nightmare.
Someone's walking around with enough explosive to turn the city into a pancake.
A power that could mark the beginning of the end for the $6 million man.
How does your daughter feel about the wash?
She couldn't care less.
Mrs. Shep just uses detergent alone. Let's see what happens when she adds Clorox bleach to one of her loads.
Which blouse would you rather wear?
This one. This one's much cleaner than this one. It's a good feeling to wear something clean.
Well, I said you wouldn't care. I mean, it's just so much whiter. It's very obvious. That's the Clorox one. And there is a definite difference. From now on, we'll just have to use Clorox.
Clorox makes the difference.
I see now that she does care.
Look, Linda, I just bought a new seamless support bra that's so beautiful. I have to show you. Oh, better show you this way. It's the Playtex Support Can Be Beautiful bra, and it's seamless. Don't you love these pretty details? And these smooth, seamless cups. Plus this secret support designed for real support. And you know, it's so pretty. It makes me feel pretty. The new seamless Support Can Be Beautiful bra from Playtex. Support can be beautiful.
The American Eagle. Goodyear's symbol for its all-American kind of radial tire. Goodyear is committed to product innovation. We introduced rayon cord in tires. We created the polyglass tire and the polysteel radial. And now the American Eagle with belts of Flex 10 cord instead of steel. Flex 10 is made from a flexible man-made aramid fiber that's pound for pound stronger than steel.
The tire for America, the American Eagle, the tire.
Pardon me, what kind of dog food does your dog eat?
Young fella, there's two things I know. Checkers and dogs. Dogs like canned dog food. Especially Herman here.
Do you think he'd like Gaines burgers?
Well, he might. Yeah, leave this to me. Dogs like food that's moist and meaty.
But Gaines burgers are moist and meaty, see?
Go ahead, but...
And they taste terrific.
And you don't know nothing about Checkers, neither.
Gaines burgers dog food. The canned dog food without the can.
I found a recipe you won't find in a cookbook, but it's sure nutritious and a real money saver, too. Take a quart of Carnation Instant Non-Fat Dry Milk. Add a quart of whole milk. Mix, chill, and serve. You get 2 quarts of fresh-tasting low-fat milk and make a real savings on your milk bill. Carnation Instant Milk. Good for you and your budget, too.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. Almond Joy's got real milk chocolate, coconut and munchy nuts too. Mounds got deep dark chocolate and chewy coconut. Ooh. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Peter Paul Almond Joy's got nuts, Peter Paul Mounds don't.
Plus, now there's also a new Mounds with creamy rich milk chocolate.
What you're about to see is the world's most revolutionary telephone switching invention. We call it Super Switcher. It has almost no moving parts, yet handles 4 times more calls than its predecessor. It required an investment of $400 million, but should ultimately save $1 billion a year. And soon, every major American area will have one. Looks dull, eh?
Well, imagine that each of these cars is a long-distance call. This new invention can handle over 500,000 an hour. That's 5 days' traffic on a busy Los Angeles freeway. Super Switcher. It should go a long distance to prevent traffic jams on your long-distance calls.
The Bell System. People using technology to help keep down costs and improve service. Keeping your phone system the best in the world.
It's the first show of the new year, and the Captain and Tennille do it right. With their guests Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr., John Biner, Muhammad Ali, and Joe Namath. It's the new 1977 Captain and Tennille.
You are the apple of my eye, yeah. Forever you...
This is a cubic foot. There are 5 more of these inside the new Chevrolet than there are inside this year's older style full-size cars of Chevy's nearest sales competitor. That's based on U.S. government estimates of vehicle interior size as reported in the 1977 EPA Guide for New Car Buyers. The new Chevrolet with 5 more cubic feet of room. It stacks up beautifully. Now that's more like it.
Fellow Americans, stop dragging your feet. Wear kitties when you're going to go out on a date.
Look great.
But do you know your feet need a little love?
Kitty knows.
What an agonizing, enterprising, hard kind of day you spend working overtime. You.
Live its ball.
You. When you shop, you need shoes for it all. I say comfort and style. If you're young at heart or young enough to remember, come to Kitty and explore at the Great American, Great American, Great American Shoe Store.
What's behind the brand of hot dogs you buy?
You know you're getting solid value with Oscar Mayer and quality trusted for generations. There's wholesome meat protein from solid cuts of meat. The only meat Oscar Mayer uses. U.S. government inspected. Oscar Mayer selected. Oscar Mayer wieners and beef franks in handy twin packs. The flavor's as good as the good meat itself. Oscar Mayer, America's #1.
When did you start baking from scratch?
It's not scratch, Mom. It's new Pillsbury Plus.
A yellow cake this firm could only be from scratch.
It's Pillsbury Plus.
A cake this moist could only be from scratch. A cake this rich could only be from scratch.
It's Pillsbury Plus. The plus is pudding. Pudding right in the mix to add that moistness.
Rich flavor. New Pillsbury Plus, huh? Looks like scratch has met its match.
Cut. Reload. That's a complicated-looking machine, isn't it? Funny thing is, a lot of people still think that taking home movies is that complicated, too. If that were true, believe me, I wouldn't take them. For instance, he's reloading the film. Let me show you how easy Kodak has made it for you and me with a Kodak Instamatic movie camera. You finish one roll of film, drop another one in, you're all set. How are you doing, Charlie? Taking home movies couldn't be much easier than that, could it? You know, now is the time to start, too. When the kids are growing up, you're on your vacation, save the action and the color in movies. With Kodak projectors, movies are easy to show, too. And cameras start at less than $35. Actually, you know what Kodak does for you?
Try a taste of martini. The most beautiful drink in the world is the bright one, the right one. It's martini. Anytime, any place, anywhere. There's a wonderful world you can share in the bright taste of the right one. That's martini.
Why are women so happy about new Tickle antiperspirant? Is it because Tickle is the first roll-on with a big, wide ball? Is it because Tickle comes in 4 fresh fragrances? Or is it because Tickle helps keep you dry all day? Make yourself happy. Staying drier is nicer with a little Tickle.
Gentlemen, ladies, welcome to General Foods. Today, we're proud to announce a breakthrough in coffee. We're introducing the Perfect Cup. At first, I'd like you all to taste this new product, and then I'd be happy to answer any questions. Yes.
It's rich. All right, how'd you do it?
We discovered a process that removes bitter taste. Ma'am.
What kind of process?
We found that roughness and bitter taste went out as we reduced the caffeine down to 50%.
50%? Explain why you went to 50.
Let me show you. Run the film, Mike.
Smoothness and richness take over when there's 50% less caffeine than regular coffee. The Perfect Cup.
As simple as it sounds, that's the breakthrough. And speaking of a breakthrough, let's have a coffee break.
Introducing the Perfect Cup. Once you taste this coffee, you'll have no questions.
Well, you really did it to yourself this time.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is.
Ah, those lovely bubbles. Bursting into action, instantly soothing your upset stomach and speeding relief to your aching head. Alka-Seltzer works fast.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Hello, young waffle lovers, wherever you are. Professor Goody here, high up in this bell tower. And just so that pesky waffle woofer won't follow me, I'm pulling all the ladders up behind me. There, safe at last. Now to pop a couple of delicious Aunt Jemima frozen waffles into my trusty toaster. So light, crisp, golden brown. Oh, I could hardly wait. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Wobble, 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 wobble. Sorry, Wallace. These Aunt Jemima waffles are just for me. Wobble, 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 wobble. Hey, now. Wobble. Wallace, please. Wobble, 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 wobble. Oh, very well, Wallace. Won't you join me? Wobble, wobble, wobble.
This is a waffle whiffer whiffing an Aunt Jemima waffle. You'll find them in your grocer's freezer. Is there a waffle whiffer at your house? Wobble?
Cost of living got you down.
Prices are so high, I take a ladder to go shopping.
Cost of living got you down.
Money used to burn a hole in my pocket. Now it isn't even there long enough to get warm.
There's one bargain left in town.
Campbell's Soups. Try chicken with rice. Best parts of the chicken, fluffy rice, and 2 chicken stocks for extra flavor. About 6 cents a 7-ounce serving.
Sit right down and get your Campbell's worth.
Birth defects strike over 250,000 infants a year in this country alone. What can we do about it? Plenty. You know, research has shown that some birth defects can be prevented by proper prenatal care, and that includes good nutrition.
Well, that's not bad, but 4 pounds in 2 weeks isn't terrific.
I'm Mark Hamill asking you to protect the unborn and the newborn.
Those dirty rings. You'd scrub them, soak them, even bleach them. And you can still come out with... Ring around the collar! Now, try whisk around the collar. Pour concentrated whisk right on the dirt. It sinks in, starts to clean before you start to wash. Whisk around the collar beats ring around the collar every time. Whisk.
Here's Lucy was brought to you by Whisk. Whisk around the collar beats ring around the collar.
Mother Care take care of you before you're born and when you're...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mother Care go up to 10.
You can go there when you're big, go there when you're small. You can go before you've scarcely been anywhere at all.
Now Mother Care go up to 10.
At Mother Care you're sure that the prices will be right for a grown-up girl or a tiny little mite.
Now Mother Care go up to 10.
Such special care, such sensible prices for mothers-to-be and children up to...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Happy families! Mother Care go up to 10.
Fireplaces glowing, icicles growing, hearts overflowing with cheer. It's that wonderful season we all find so pleasing, the Toys R Us time of year. The world's biggest toy stores, Toys R Us. The biggest selection, Toys R Us. It's the Toys R Us time of year. Toys R Us.
My name is Mr. Bubble. Let me show you tubs of fun.
You can be a bubble nose.
With Mr. Bubble.
You can have some bubble toes.
With Mr. Bubble.
Or be a bobblehead.
With Mr. Bubble. I'm safe and gentle, and I make getting clean almost as much fun as getting dirty. Have a tub of fun with Mr. Bubble. He makes getting clean almost as much fun as getting dirty. Mr. Bubble.
Check, check, testing. 1, 2. Fuck it. Well, let's do this indeed. Good morning, everyone. Let me get the air back on here for a little while because it gets awfully stuffy in here overnight in the studio here. In the studio, right? Like I go to a building over there on the property and I unlock it and I go in, I turn on all the lights. Yeah. No, the studio. I come out to my living room, turn on lights and cameras. For a while, my daughter was a little shy about coming in here with all the cameras set up. Is everything on? Good morning, Joey. How you doing there, brother? You better be doing better. Oh, seriously. Couple of days, bro. Couple of days. Couple of days, man. Totally. And that gives us only 2 days to warm up for the gig, man. Totally. I am out of it. I got into bed at like 8 last night. I think I was dozing off before 10. You're doing worse than yesterday. Dude, you need a vacation. What's the deal? What's the deal, bro? As the job soured. Sometimes that happens. You're in a great job, you love it, and then things change a little bit and it sours everything. A raise, promotion, new duties, a new employee under you, a new employee above you. Any number of things can cause a job to sour, and I hope that hasn't happened, because I know you've got plans to work this job and then move on. And I hope that works out for you. I really hope it does. You know, it's rough. It's rough. It's no easier for me. I mean, I get out into the world and I gotta drum up business, and then I gotta do the work, and that hurts. So today I'm actually going out. After my wife gets back around lunchtime, we're going to go out and look at a house. I'm going to remove some tile and see why the tile is wet behind. Is it just grout that's missing? Can I just mud the thing, put it back on, and regrout it and be done? Right? So that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at that today. And if I can start it today and finish it off, you know, maybe today, maybe tonight. I know we've got a lot of stuff going on. Thursday, I'm going to be with my wife in the morning painting. She's going to be cleaning a house, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of painting. And then I'm going to bring her back here, drop her off, and then I'm going to shoot down to the airport. So it is 12:30, Palm Springs Airport. Just to synchronize watches. But yeah, so the plan is for me to be down there on Thursday. At that point, Natalie won't even be awake. She stays up pretty late working on homework. So we usually see her around 2 in the afternoon for the first time every day. And then I was thinking, my wife doesn't want to like do a house cleaning before we go over to the other house for Saturday night. So I think we're going to check you in for Thursday night at the place right up the street and let you kind of detox there and get some rest. Join us here at any time. And then Friday night, I think we'll just bring you here. And then that way we can keep an eye on you. Oh my God, there's a giant frozen turkey in the fridge of this house I'm talking about. Thanksgiving or one of the parties last year, somebody left this big giant 20-pound butterball in the freezer. And it's been sitting there. We wanted to bring it home, but it's huge. It takes up like half our freezer. So we just left it in the freezer there, hoping that somebody would just decide, hey, let's thaw it out and eat it. Hey, can we eat this turkey? Sure. But as it stands now, we have a whole giant turkey in this. We may just wait until Thanksgiving, thaw that puppy out and roast it. If we can find an oven big enough. We'll probably have to take it to one of the... We'll probably just cook it there, right? Totally, eh? Jeez. Don't even know what I'm doing, eh? So it is totally Television Tuesday. It's after 5 a.m. It's the 9th of September. I am joined this morning by one of my most favorite irregulars, Joey, who is on his way here in a couple of days. So what, you're just going to get off work, grab your shit, and go to the airport? Wow. Dude, totally, dude. That's just totally awesome. I'm not a traveling guy like that. I'm just not. So I'm gonna be leaving here in about enough time to run down and hopefully get there after your plane has arrived and you've deboarded and you are at least on your way outside. And I'm just gonna kind of do the drive around because that's the easiest thing to do there. Parking is a drag, so I'm not even gonna do that. Would just pick you up, and then if you're hungry, grab you some food on the way home, and then you can decide what the hell you want to do. You could stay at that house up the street, or you could just come here and be part of a dog pile, I guess. Because my dogs is just waiting to get a hold of you. They're just waiting. They want to chew on you. Totally. I need a DJ. Hey, Mr. DJ, will you play a record for me? That's gonna be awesome. I'm always too wrapped up in my own little world to sit down and put on records all day long. I do. I find time, but I like it when Joey's here because there's always something playing. That's bitchin'. That's bitchin', man. That's just shit. I'm really wiped out. I am really wiped out. Life has gotten the best of me. Well, I've gotten the worst of life. I don't know, something like that. I got no more best. Totally. Get up, stand up, Ace. Little Ace trying to hide. You need to straighten your mask. There you go. Excellent. Well, I wish I could do something to make your worse than yesterday better than tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know what to say, bro. Shit sucks. I don't know what you're going through, but I feel your pain. You know what I feel is being bullied. I always feel like I'm bullied wherever I go. Right? Even especially as a little kid, I felt bullied. Driving down the road, people are bullying you. I got bullied by this lady the other day driving around, and she just would not leave me alone. She kept trying to pass me, right? And I'm like doing 1 speed. The traffic on the in the left lane keeps speeding up and slowing down and speeding up and slowing down as they get to a top of a hill, and then they go down, right? And I'm just at like 73, right? And I'm like at 73. Between 70 and 73, depending on the grade, right? But I stay about that, right? This car, we go going up in a hill, and all of a sudden I'm going faster because I'm lighter. And this car gets over and he gets behind me. And then just as we get to the top of the hill, the cars in the left lane start going faster than me because they're hauling ass. And so the guy gets back over, and then once again, they slow down, which makes me look like I'm speeding up. And she just kept going back and forth and back and forth. And at some point, she got to where she had enough room to get around me. And, oh man, what an aggressive, pardon my language, but what an aggressive cunt, right? It's like, geez, grow up. Have a little patience, slack the fuck off, and chill, bitch. What the fuck? I mean, these fucking asshole cock rods come shooting around in their fast and furious little fucking mobiles, and they're bad enough. But then you get some soccer mom in a giant fucking pickup truck, and she can't even see over the steering wheel, right? But she's gonna ride somebody's ass because she ain't going fast enough. It's not my fault you went to the mall while the kids were in school, and now you're late. It's not my fucking fault, you know? How other people force you to pay for their schedule. I'm in a hurry. Big fucking deal. Why don't you fucking schedule your shit a little better so we're not fucking forced to deal with your stupid ass on the road, right? Anytime I leave with extra time. Traffic, accidents on the road, delays, weather, whatever. So I don't have to haul ass everywhere I go. I'm late. And that's the way it is. In the store, in the supermarket. I'm late. Sorry. Fuck people. Chill the fuck out and slow down. Mellow out. Why don't you just stop for a second and try to enjoy life, right? You got that fucking slave mentality. I give my time as money, man. Give me a fucking break. You know what is money? A tool. That's it. You either use the tool or the tool uses you. Period. So many people think they're in control of the money. No. If the money has you worried, it's in control of you. Period. I'd rather live in a fucking ditch than worry about money. Oh, geez, I can see everything. Whatever you want to say. I'd be one happy motherfucker living in a ditch, not worrying about money. Been there, done that. I'm in a really happy place in my life, and it's not because I'm bringing down the big bucks. No, it's because I'm doing what I want to do. Money is secondary. Money is the tool that takes care of everything and makes the wheels turn, right? It's not my everything. Money used to be probably 90% of my life, and the other 10% I'd give to my family, my wife and daughter. They'd get 10% of me every day, right? Now, work and money worries, that's about 25%. Why? Because I'm not going to go out there and have a giant overblown budget just because society says so. Well, you got to buy this, and you got to buy that, you got to buy this, and you got to buy that, and all your friends have this, so you got to have... It's like, fuck that shit. You know what? I do what I want to do. I spend what I want to spend, and I work how much I want to work, depending on how much I want to spend. Period. I need a little money right now, a little extra money, so I'm just going to go out and do a little work. Period. It's not going to destroy my family, me being gone, and had I stayed a slave, it would have destroyed my family. I would have been divorced by now. Somebody else would be raising my daughter, right? Lost the house, cars, whatever. I don't need to do that. I've had to downsize enough in my life to know that the more you have to lose. That's it. So I don't have a lot to lose. All of this stuff here is just old stuff, right? It's not like I've got the best of the best of the newest of the best. Why would I want that? As soon as you bring it home, it's worth crap, right? $1,000 stereo, you bring it home and now it's worth half that. You know, $50,000 car, now it's worth half that. Fuck that. Just because you buy it, it makes it worth less. Worthless. But I don't understand that. It still works perfectly. There's not a scratch on it. It drives excellent. It's got maintenance kept up on it. It's only got a few miles on it, right? Yet it's still worth half as soon as you drive it off the lot. Who designed that, right? Who figured that shit out? Give me a break. I'll never buy a fucking new car again. I'll wait until somebody drives it off the lot and then pay them half for it. Give me a break. How about that lottery, huh? How about that lottery? What was it, like $2 billion or something? Has anybody won yet? You know, when you get out here, Joey, let's buy some lottery tickets. Let's go big. You know, I just want to buy a city. I just want to buy a little town somewhere and turn it into like the people station, the human station, the one piece of property where somebody can go to when they're fucked, right? Just a big town. There's a few towns that you could buy, like in Nebraska and shit. They've got entire towns. Alaska, I think, has a town that's for sale. They probably have a couple there. Wouldn't that be awesome? Just show up and buy a town. Now the residents become your constituents, right? Whatever residents are still there. And you just keep developing and building and giving, but do it on a level that's more about the people, right? And the animals and the land. Fucking hippie. Hey Marge, he's at that hippie shit again. Leave him alone, Harry. At least he likes people. Shut up. I do like people. Not necessarily. I like persons, right? People, they're like a herd of cattle. You scare them and they run this way, and you scare them and they run that way, right? You get too many people together, and they literally have a herd mentality, and you just go boo, and they just do whatever you want, right? Like those goats where you clap and they just stiffen up and fall over. You know, or you shoot a pistol and all the cattle just stampede, you know. There's so many stampeding cattle in this fucking country. It's hilarious. I will not be herded. I will not be stampeded. And I will not be a slave to society's requirements when society requires us to hate and be divisive and worry about money over people. Nah, I'm done with society. That has been programmed by the assholes in charge. And I'm done. I'm done thinking that way. I'm done doing their bullshit. No. So I'm looking for a sugar mama to set us up in a little village, a little town somewhere, so we can develop a more human way of living, right? Have Well, it'll be a public school, but it's private because it's in the private town. But have a curriculum that just shits all over public school. Right? Totally. And bring people from all walks of life to live in this little town, right? I was going to say doctors and lawyers and police and firemen, but we don't really want any of that because it brings with it all the other bullshit. We want to bring people who are able to do those things, but we don't necessarily want those types of people. You get what I'm saying? We're going to need lawyers, but we don't need lawyer types. We need people type who happen to be lawyers, right? Same thing with doctors, same thing with emergency services, right? But from day one, the children will be taught first and foremost how to care about each other and how to take care of each other. And that's the town charter, right? All for all. Totally. So it is Totally Television Tuesday. So we're looking at someone to suggest a TV show to talk about from the 70s or 80s or earlier. Joey picked out the yesterday music, the album for yesterday, and that one was Ride on Time, Tetsuro Yamashita from 1980. So we're looking for something. If there's anyone out there who wants to do an artist request from the 70s or 80s, I'll try to dig up one of their albums. And let's talk about TV from the 70s and 80s. I think yesterday we just wound up talking about King Kong movies because there was a King Kong thing laying up here in my disaster. I haven't cleaned up this table yet. It's still pretty worked, piled up with stuff. So at some point we'll probably just take a day and clean everything out and just be done with it. Probably today or tomorrow, because Thursday my house guest is going to be here and I can't wait. I just can't. I'm scratching. Hear that scratching? Does it sound like a scratch or a pump or a cricket? Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Yeah, hear me now. Think about me later. I keep seeing that comment, I'm doing worse than yesterday. And it honestly makes me think about myself. And I don't want to think about myself that way, but yeah, every day is a challenge. Every day is pretty painful. Most days, when I put my teeth in, my dentures in, it really hurts my bottom gums, right? And that pain is so bad that it actually takes away from the other pains, and I actually get a little respite from the neck and the back and the other issues that torment me so. So while it is a real pain to put those things in at first, after about no more than 20 minutes, usually about 5 minutes, after about 5 to 20 minutes, the pain is gone and it's just a little tension. That's it. But yeah, I put my teeth in yesterday at about 11 in the morning and wore them till about 8 o'clock last night. So that was pretty good. Unfortunately, I still have this one spot on the inside of my lower gum that is still rubbing me. Hey, James, what's What's up, dude? It's your birthday, 66. Wow. 66. That is awesome, dude. Happy birthday. Congratulations. 66. Wow. Good old 66. Yeah. A 66er. He's a 66er. Wow, man. Birthdays. That's cool. So you're a Virgo too, like my daughter, and her one of her good friends that she's going to see in Chicago just had a birthday last night. Yesterday. That's cool. I've been seeing a lot of birthdays lately. A lot of people around me are having birthdays. That's pretty heavy. August was pretty heavy. There's a lot of Leos last month. A lot of Leos and Virgos that just popped up. It's like, wow, I didn't realize there was so many. Okay, James, give me an artist, a musical artist from the 70s or 80s or earlier. And I'll try to find an album by then. Nothing too crazy. Something from the 70s and 80s. You know, just about any genre, I guess, because you never know what I got lying around here. And I'll see if I can dig up a record or a tape by the artist. I'd ask you to give me an album, but chances are it's going to be easier to just pick an artist. There you go. And then you guys think about a TV show, 70s, 80s TV show that you want to talk about. And I can bring up some stuff. I'm going to do a bong hit here because old James is here. That's cool. Wow. What are you doing for your birthday besides getting older? All right, JF, are you still there? All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and pick out something. I am going to pick out an album for JF. All right. I went and I picked out something from the Grateful Dead in honor of JF's birthday here. From Sunflower Records, we have Vintage Dead. All right. And this is Vintage Dead. This album is from, what is this? Recorded live at the Avalon Ballroom in San Francisco, 1966. Jerry Garcia, Bob Weir, Ron Pigman McKernan, Phil Lesh, and Bill Kreutzmann. I Know You Rider, Hurts Me Too, It's All Over Now, Baby Blue, Dancing in the Street, and then all of side 2 is In the Midnight Hour. So this one is dedicated to JF. This is Vintage Dead, the Grateful Dead, from 1966, Avalon Ballroom. There you go. So now we have a record for the day. There you go. And there you go. Totally, eh? Yeah, man. See, now I'm spaced out again. It was that Dead that did it to me, man. I touched the album and it spaced me out, man. It's starting to get chilly in here. Hot, chilly today, hot tamale. Turn this one on and this one off. There we go. Okay. There we go. Boy, up that coffee. So I will be back in a flash. It's all over now, baby blue. Totally. That would be a Bob Dylan cover. Worse than yesterday, huh, brother? Worse than yesterday. I'm telling you, that's the way I feel every morning. But I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be alive. You know, as hard as it gets, it is still enjoyable to wake up every day and be with my wife and daughter, my dogs, with you guys, with the show, doing all this. It's still much better than not being here, or being in so much pain that I don't give a shit. So, cheers. Totally. So let's go there. Vintage Dead. But the recording is from 66. And let's see if they've got any dates on here. No dates. 1970. Okay, so there's a little tag on here that says 1970. I don't know if that is correct or not. This album has been through some stuff. It's got a little tape on it, but it is still a rockin' album. So totally. My wife wanted to give away the easel that she gave me, and I'm like, no, you gave it to me. I don't want to give it away. Actually, I want to buy a little box of paints to go with it, and then be able to chuck that in my van with a nice comfy chair and be able to go park somewhere and just paint landscapes or draw or whatever. So I've got a few easels and a few boxes of art supplies and some canvas and paper and all that, and it's like, I don't want to give that up. You know, that's still a part of me. It's just it's in the back seat right now, you know. As much as I want to stay busy doing all of these things every day, I just can't. I just don't have the energy. I don't have the strength. I don't have the wherewithal to move through all of the fog of pain. So I do what I can do when I can do it. Last night, I didn't feel like singing, so I just sat on the couch and strummed the guitar and, you know, just did some finger work because I needed to do that. So I'm getting calloused. I was hoping that they would just get stiff, but they are getting somewhat calloused and hard looking with these little flat spots on the tips. So at some point, that's just gonna wear off, and I'll be stuck with this baby skin again. So I just need to keep playing. Play. That's all I can do. So every day I'm just trying to pick up the guitar for an hour at this point, just long enough. Just long enough. Totally. What do I got here? Yep. Nothing. Yeah, well, there you have it. There it is. It's starting to pull me down. I try not to let things pull me in, right? Every once in a while I do, just out of the blue, just get overwhelmed. Kind of have like a mini panic attack, right? Where you're just like, all of a sudden, you have no clue about anything. What is it all about? What does it all mean? Why am I here? Why is any of us here? What does this mean? You know, what is God, death, money, slavery, politics? I mean, what the fuck does it all mean, right? And it just all of a sudden hits me, and about a million things run through my fucking head, and then slam into a wall. The wall of uncertainty, and I just get overwhelmed. You know, it's just like all of a sudden there's nothing you can do about anything, and we put that on ourselves. We put that on each other. We literally worry about shit that we need not worry about. And then all of the shit that does need to be worried about just stacks up, and stacks up, and stacks up, and pretty soon there's nobody worrying about the important shit. They're trying real hard to forget about it because nobody wants to deal with it. And then all of that shit just comes smacking at you at once. And it's the people who don't get overwhelmed with what's going on in the world. The people who are so complacent to just whatever, that's what really scares me. Those people that just smile and go through the day, buying stuff that's on sale and flipping people off in traffic and just being regular assholes, right? Yet, they're really sweet to certain people who matter, but everybody else, fuck them. I don't know you. You don't matter. We're all in this together, right? I mean, there's too many of us. Not my fault. We put a cork in it early. There's way too many people on the planet. And I think that's where we have a major issue, is that so many people take us in so many different directions, right? I mean, you got idiots, parenting idiots who have been parented by idiots, right? It's like, it's generational, right? We have morons raising morons who are going to raise more morons and take them to visit great-grandpappy moron, right? It's like, and they don't even see it because we're so programmed, right, to just be a certain way, and it's all right. I can't even articulate how what, why. And I get just fucking overwhelmed with so much fucking stupidity out there, and so many people who just don't give a shit. They're so wrapped up in their own, and even the people who claim to be good people are such fucking zealots, that they can't even see their hand in front of their face, because, it's the hand's so full of bullshit that's been passed to them, right? Like Christians in churches will talk shit on Muslims, right? And Muslims will talk shit on somebody. It's like, what the hell, right? We can't. This country was founded so that we didn't have to have that bullshit. And now what? We're the capital of bullshit? It's just so fucking overwhelming. And like everybody else, I just try to put it out of my head and not worry about it, you know. And have tunnel vision. Just focus on what I need to focus on and fuck everything else, you know. I still see the homeless. I still see the animals that are strays. I still see the kids who are being dragged around by parents who treat them like shit. I still see this stuff, you know. I have to choose to ignore it most of the time. Because if I don't, I go through life being an asshole, pointing out everybody else's fucking bullshit. And I can't do that. You know, I got my own bullshit to deal with. There you go. Therein lies the crux. Everybody always has their own bullshit to deal with. And usually it's bullshit. You know, if you boil everything down to just the human factor, all of that other stuff is just bullshit. You know, how many people get hurt every day so you can make your financial requirements, right? I don't hurt anyone. Nobody gets hurt. Well, what do you do? What do you make? What do you produce? What is your job, right? How many people are affected by that, positively or negatively, right? I just don't know anymore. I just don't know. So what are you gonna do, right? Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, dun 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 dun, da 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 da. Just keep swimming and keep talking and keep trying to say hello. Hello, is this thing on? Are people listening? Are people actually getting it? Do they actually take the message and pass it on? Or they just go, wow, that's nice, and then swipe? You know, which is what I gather is that people are just kind of in it for self-gratification. No matter what it is, it's just about self-gratification. It's just about them feeling good in the moment, right? Whether it's a stupid little video or a hateful post or whatever makes them feel good at the time, you know. I have a bad habit of, when I do watch those stupid little videos and reels and shorts and stuff, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook, I do have a bad habit of making direct comments. I wouldn't say that they're positive or negative. They're just a matter of fact, right? I see those people, those videos of people bent over and lying face first in their own puke in Kensington, right? The trank heads, the bent people, right? And I see these videos, and it's like there are people running around making videos that look like they're trying to help. They're not. What they're doing is self-gratification once again. They're making videos that make themselves look good because it looks like they're doing something to help. Oh, these poor people. Oh, we gotta help these poor... And then they go on with their fucking lives. You know, what is it that they're doing to actually help these poor people besides putting a camera on them, right? And then you've got these poor stupid bent people, right? Regardless of what took them to this place, nobody forced them to do this. It's their fucking choice to be bent people, right? They chose to take those fucking drugs and destroy their lives, right? Some of them, very few of them, can be helped out of that situation and their lives change. Most of them don't want to. They don't care, right? It's called natural selection, people. And when I post natural selection, let them go. These people are checked out already. It's a fact. I'm just stating a fact, you know. You can't help those that don't want to be helped, you know. They stick their hands out because they're hungry, because they want some more drugs or something, right? But they don't want to be helped, you know. They may not be happy in their misery, but they are in their misery, and that's what they want because that's what they keep going after. It sounds heartless, I know. But when you boil it down to the facts, that's what these people want. Round them up, stick them in a farm, and give them a choice. You can fix yourself and go in this direction, or you can trank yourself to death and we'll bury you over there with the rest of them. That's the choice they need to be given. Walk them through the cemetery, walk them through the hospital of people who are dying, and then ask them, do you want to go to the school and learn how to rehabilitate yourself? Or do you want to wind up in the cemetery? Most of them are going to choose the cemetery because they've already decided that's what they want. It's too much work to fix themselves. And a lot of them know that. Is it heartless? No. Round them up, put them on a farm, and give them a choice. Straighten up and we'll take care of you this way, or don't and we'll take care of you this way. Pick a direction. But we want to get you up off the fucking streets. To let a town, an entire city, be destroyed over one drug, and a bunch of people so hopeless in their own existence that that's the choice they make, right? That's the choice they make. Mainly, they're not given another choice, right? It's too expensive to exist this way. You can't get a job and work this. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can get a drug for cheap because they're passing it out on the streets. Make no mistake, this is being given away on the streets to people, all right? It is natural selection, you know. They don't have to buy it. It's given away. If you watch the live feeds of Kensington on YouTube, you see somebody showing up every day, 2 or 3 times a day, passing out food. But the little styrofoam boxes have a little bit of food in them, but most of it is trank. And as soon as somebody shows up and gives one person sitting down a box of food, other people walk up and get their little fix. Literally, I've seen it. I've watched this live feed for hours and have watched feeding time. And these poor people literally line up to get their fix and move on. And a few minutes later, they're all walking around bent. And it's right when the food shows up. And they all go to where the food is. And they get their food. And then they're tranked. Because it ain't fucking food. They ain't giving them food. They might give them a little bit of food. But they're just passing out the dope. They're trying to thin the herd. Right? They're trying to weed out the undesirables by making it easy for them to be undesirable and easy to recognize. You can pick them out in a crowd. Yep, there's a bent person. At some point, they're going to start rounding them up. You know, aside from the coroner's truck that comes by and picks up the bodies, they're going to start rounding them up. You hear about empty Walmarts being turned into re-education centers. I totally see it. I don't think it's going to be re-education. I think it's going to be a place where they round up people and they let them trank themselves to death, and then they just shuffle off the corpses into these plastic containers and bury them, or just incinerate them all. It's probably too toxic to incinerate the trank heads, right? And it's a horrible position that humanity is put in. I mean, we're faced with this new epidemic of drugs, but it's not like it can be hidden, and it's not like people even want to do this shit. It's like there's no choice. There's no choice. It's such a detachment. It's such an escape from where you are. When you're bent over like that, you're not even there. You're gone. You're as good as dead. All right? Your brain is so fucking melted at that point. You don't know what the fuck's going on. You ain't hungry. You ain't cold. You ain't tired. You ain't sad. You ain't happy. You're just done. You're just a null, right? And that's what that is. And when you come out of that, And all of the pain comes back, the pain of life, the pain of being looked at, the pain of being hated, you know, the pain of depression and sadness and misery and hunger and cold, and all of this shit comes rushing back. And so what do you want? You want to escape. You want to get some trank. Booze is one thing, but you're still there. No matter how drunk you get, you're usually still there. With trank, you're gone, man. You take that shit and you're gone. You check the fuck out. For several hours, maybe most of the day. It don't matter if you're lying in your own shit. You can't feel it. You wake up and half your body's dead because it was up against cold asphalt or concrete or something, right? So half of your body is now numb, have no feeling, you can't move it. Looks like you've had a fucking stroke. You don't give a fuck. You shuffle yourself off to get bent again. Natural selection, that's the way I see it. They're giving people an option, right? But they're only given one option, really. It's like live on the streets and struggle, or live on the streets on trank. And nothing matters on trank. You just stay close to where they drop off the trank. None of these people can afford drugs. There's not enough money in that area in Kensington. All of the businesses are closed up, right? There's nothing there. There's a few people who live in the neighborhoods nearby who run their bikes through town real quick, get on the bus, and try not to sit on a syringe, right? And then they go home every day. And then the downtown Kensington area is just filled with trank heads. They stay where the drugs are. They can't afford this shit. The shit is being given to them, right? The founding fathers of the city just decided, you know what? Let's just get rid of a bunch of people. It'll take a couple of years to get a hold of everybody who wants to do this shit. But after a while, there's going to be a whole lot less druggies, homeless, whatever. Just trank them up. I mean, there's people walking around. They don't even have kids anymore. CPS now has their kids, right? They don't care. They don't care. They'll be lucky if they can take care of an animal, right? You don't see any of those trank heads with a dog or a cat or anything being homeless because they can't. They can't take care of those animals. It's just horrible. And it's happening in every major city now. Every major city is going to follow suit. And what they're going to do is they pass this shit out because a tranked up homeless person won't fight when they're being thrown on the bus. They won't fight when the trash trucks and the tractors come through and bulldoze their village. They don't care. They're over there doing trank. Put them on a bus and ship them out. It's going to come. We're going to have concentration camps, right? Where they're going to take these homeless, drugged up people who are officially deemed insane and round them up and put them in, what do you want to call it, rehabilitation camps. Big tents, right? Long lines to the toilets, long lines for crappy food. And people are going to die out in the desert because nobody's going to want these tent cities, these rehabilitation centers. So they're going to be out in the middle of nowhere. They're going to be in small towns like this, out on a piece of property somewhere that the government owns or the government buys, or it's a private organization, so the government doesn't have to be tied to it, right? Things are going to get weirder and weirder and weirder. And if you just forget every year as you move on to the next, you don't see the change. You don't see how drastic things have gone. If you start back in the 70s, just start at 1970 and work forward and look at how things have changed in such a crazy direction. If you don't do that, then you're as good as just closing your eyes and moving on with everybody else who just doesn't care to see how bad things are getting. What the hell is he talking about? Bad? What does he mean, bad? Ooh, that was my stomach. If you don't choose to see it, If you choose not to see it, then you won't see it, period. You only see what you want to see and what you've been programmed to see. And if you spend all your time watching the TV, listening to talk radio, watching Fox News, only watching these stupid fucking superhero movies, then you're not going to get it. You're just not going to get it. You're not going to see how things have gone in such a horrible direction. Because it's been programmed out of you to notice that stuff. Right? Just take your punishment and move along to the next year. It's like trying to get somebody to remember about 6G. What? What's that? Yeah, talk to me. Talk to me. I'm telling you. I just don't know anymore. There's a lot of people that I just don't know anymore. You know, people that I thought I knew. And then you talk to them and they're like programmed. And I'm like, what happened to the person I knew? Did you really spend that much time listening to talk radio and watching the news and reading the newspapers and all that crap? Because it all gets handed down from one source, right? It all gets handed down from one source. There's this world media source who writes up all of the news articles, and they teletype this thing to all of the news outlets. Or you can get on their website and you can scroll through all of the news stories that are permitted for the world to see, right? Most of it's fluff, and then the rest of it's propaganda shit. But that's where they get their news. Nobody goes out and investigates anymore. There are a few local channels who have somebody who's, I'm an investigative reporter. And once in a while they go out and look for something to get their Pulitzer. But that's it. Everybody else goes to these news sources and finds a story and fluffs it up in their direction and then does that. You know? You try to find a story about what's really going on, and it's just all bullshit. It's just all bullshit. There's no real news. There's no Edward R. Murrows anymore. There's no Tom Brokaw's, Dan Rathers. They're all gone. They've all been fired. They've all been either Me Too'd out or just fired because they speak their own mind and they won't read the bullshit. They want an actual story. Now the journalists, if you can even call them journalists, communications graduates, they're just full of bullshit, and they're full of the stories that are handed to them. They will read anything put in front of them. They don't even hear it when they're reading it, so you could give them gobbledygook to read, and they'll read it with a straight face, right? Because even though it's bullshit, they don't care. They've been programmed to read bullshit with a straight face, basically. And they detach themselves. They don't even hear what they're reading. They don't even see it. They don't even understand it. They just read it. Because that's their job. Bubble-headed bleach blonde comes on at 5. Tell you about the plane crash with a gleam in her eye. That's it. It's bullshit. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. I don't even watch news. I don't watch TV. I don't watch commercial television. I don't watch those news programs, talk shows. I don't listen to talk radio. I don't listen to news radio. I just refuse to have that bullshit in my life, right? There's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason to have that kind of bullshit in your life. When you release yourself from that bullshit, then you're free. It's like quitting your job because you've saved up enough money to do your own thing, and now you never have to work for anybody else again. You gotta live close to the poverty line to do this, but you're free. You're fucking free. You're not free to go get a mortgage and 3 car payments and send your kids, all 3 kids, to Yale, right? But you're free. Everybody else is losing their homes when the economy crashes. And you're not, because you bought smart. You didn't mortgage shit. You just bought a shitty little dilapidated place, cash, and fixed it up yourself. So you own every bit of it, you know, every single bit of it is yours. The bank, fuck them. You pay your property taxes and fuck the bank. You decide, you know what, fuck my boss. And you can do that because your house is paid for, your car is paid for, everything's paid for because you didn't fall victim to that slavery trap that is credit. What happened after slavery was abolished, right? You could no longer take one people's and enslave them to work for another. They enslaved us all. They made it so hard to exist without credit that you have to have credit in order to live. In order to exist, you have to have credit. Therefore, you become a slave to society's requirements, a slave to your credit, the bank, your mortgage payments. Fuck that. I've seen so many people, good people, just fucking crash and burn because they're so used to being up here and do this, and then when this doesn't happen anymore and they lose everything and they're down here, they're not used to this. They can't handle that. They go homeless, they live in their car, they get really sick, they have a heart attack and die because, you know, they lost their job, they lost the cars, the kids had to quit school, the wife said, fuck you, you're worthless, I'm out of here. She quit you. It's like, you know what? Society did all of that. That family would have been fine, you know, had they not fallen victim to that fucking trap. And I see that so often. The streets are filled with homeless people who fell victim to that trap and just could not cope. Right? I can't cope with that bullshit. And I've been homeless. And I've been poverty-stricken. It's those people who have never had that. The people who have never had to struggle, really struggle from day to day, every day. I mean, their biggest struggle was balancing the credit cards and the checking account, right? And making things work every month for years, right? Until they lose their job, and then it's over. And they don't know how to bounce back from something like that. They were in the same job for 25 years, the company goes under, and now what? All they know how to do is this one thing, and that one thing is now obsolete, and they struggle to find work. They can't find the right amount of work to take care of their lifestyle, so they have to downsize. Half of the family don't like the way things are being handled, and they just say, fuck you, and run out. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. You know, you ain't good enough anymore, and just dissolve the family. You know, I'm going to go find somebody who can, come on. Just find somebody who can support your ass. You know, get up and help. You know, it's the families where somebody loses their job and the others pick up the slack, right? That's a family. It's not when somebody loses their job and it's like, well, fuck this, I'm out of here. I only see you 2 hours a day anyway, and now you're around all the time, and I find that I don't like you because I see you all the time now, and you're worthless because you don't have a job anymore. Are you going to pay the bills this month, or am I going to have to borrow money from my parents? I mean, it just gets horrible, right? They didn't do this. Society did this. The way the world works did this to them. So many good families destroyed because they can't keep up with the way the world works, period. They don't know anything other than working a 9-to-5 job and making outrageous payments every month. They don't know any different. That's their life. And all of a sudden, they've got all of these outrageous payments and no way to make them. And at first, it's, don't worry about it. Things will fix, you know, I get a job real quick. Don't worry about it. We've got a little savings. Savings goes real quick. The equity you have in your home is crap because you owe so much and you got a second mortgage and you're still paying on that addition. I mean, it's just 3 new cars you've been paying on, 2 kids in college and 1 on the way. Ugh. Why? That's the American dream, I guess. I don't get it. I was programmed for the longest time to want exactly that, right? 2-car garage, 3-bedroom house, 3 kids, wife, picket fence, the whole fucking 9 yards, 9-to-5 job every day. That's what I thought I wanted for the longest time. And every time we got that, something would happen to take that away. And I realized that that's the way it's set up, to keep smacking you down. Right? Credit, payments, all of that shit. It's all the boss smacking you down. Right? That's all it is. Slavery and that boss coming along saying, you think you got it figured out. Back to square one. We downsized so many times. We just decided never to upsize again. Just keep it low. Worked out so far. The only way we've upsized is all the crap that I've collected over the last couple of years. All of this vintage crap. It's really painful to see the world working like this. It hurts. It's smackdown. Yeah. It really, really hurts to see the world getting the smackdown all the time. We're all just slaves to credit, to payments. You know, money. It changes people. It makes people not care about people. You know. Like a lot of people don't care about Kensington and the Trank problem. You know, hey, good morning, Suze. How you doing? You know, and what do we do with them? Round them all up and give them a fucking choice. That's the only thing we can do. And now that being homeless and being crazy is a crime, they're just going to round people up. You know, but we need to. We need to get them up off the streets and give them a choice. If all they want to do is trank themselves to death, let them do that. They're already passing the shit out on the streets, right? Get them off of the streets. Give them that choice. Look, here's rehab. We'll put you right into rehab. We'll take care of the whole thing. Food, warm bed, detox, rehab, schooling, job training, whatever you want, we're here for you. Or, here's some trank. Go over there, there's a bed. Go trank yourself to death. There's the cemetery. We'll take you over there. We'll take care of you. That's it. Pick a direction, you know. Well, I don't know what we should do about this. Oh, those poor people. Oh, they have no choice. Oh, this, that. Whatever the fucking excuses are. They are there. They made the decision to be there. Give them a choice. This or that. You know. Society created that. Society needs to fix it. People need to be taught from an early age what modern slavery is. You can either be beholden to the banks your entire life, which is what they want, or, Babylon 5. There you go. That's it. Babylon 5. That is not a... That's a 90s show. It is. It's a 90s show. So we want to talk about stuff that's 80s or 70s or earlier. I love Babylon 5 show. You know that guy, the creator of that show, he did that in his garage with his own computers. He sat and he designed all of the wire models for all of that, designed all of the textures, created a lot of those scenes that you see in the first season with the big ship and the round thing and the wormhole and all of that. Most of that is his work. He created that show, and created so many special effects and stuff that it was easy to sell that show. It was. Because he had already done the work. He had already created the whole universe. The fact that he hired that first guy to be the captain of the commander of Babylon 5, and then they swapped him out for Bruce Boxleitner. Is that what it was? That was weird. And then they kept bringing him back. I love that show. It's a great show. I love that Billy Mooney is on that show as one of the big-headed alien guys. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Deep Space Nine. They were both great shows from the 90s. Those are two of my favorite shows. I like the use of the holodeck in the later episodes of Deep Space Nine, and I like the story arc of the 7 seasons of Deep Space Nine. Great show. You know, the Las Vegas character in the holodeck, who was played by I'll let you say his name. Yeah, he was one of those beach blanket bingo actors, right? That actor, Star Trekky day. That actor, that part was supposed to be played by Frank Sinatra. They actually asked Frank Sinatra to do that part. And they asked Jerry Lewis to do the part that Joe Piscopo did on The Next Generation, when Data was talking to a comedian on the holodeck about how to be funny. He was talking to Joe Piscopo. That part was initially offered to Jerry Lewis. So there would have been some big names in there, but those guys just saw these as like novelty shows, right? Space Nine's holodeck was the character Vic Fontaine. Who was he played by? Because that was supposed to be, it was offered to Frank Sinatra first, and I can't remember. James Darren. That's it, James Darren. Yeah, and he did a fantastic. I'm glad that Vic Fontaine was played by James Darren, because he did such a great part, right? And the fact that when they worked into the alternate universe parts, he was still there, you know. Sometimes he was real, sometimes he wasn't. Yeah, Vic Fontaine, what a great character, what a great idea for that. When Nog got his leg blown off in that battle, and he was rehabilitating, and he just hung out on the holodeck. Yeah, James Darren. I kept wanting to say Darren McGavin, right? That stupid James Darren McGavin thing. That whole Nog series story arc with Nog. That's great TV right there. I like the fact that Jake Sisko and Nog are such great friends, and how they start off at the same height, and then all of a sudden Jake Sisko is just a giant and Nog never changes, you know. I love that. Short people got no reason to live. Totally. Nog. I was hoping that they would have done a bizarre, what do they call those? Spin-off, right? I think that it would have been great to have, remember when in the episode of The Next Generation, when James Doohan came back frozen in the transporter buffer, right? Made his name in the 50s, this teenage, yep, exactly, the beach blanket bingo movies with Annette Funicello, right? Oh wow, where was I? So, The Next Generation. I think I was talking about The Next Generation. Somebody has to tell me what I was talking about so I can get back there. James Doohan, the Dyson Sphere, the transporter buffer. Everybody else got lost, but James Doohan was stuck in the transporter buffer until they brought him out. He couldn't save the rest of his crew, but they gave him a ship and sent him on his way. Doesn't that sound like a spin-off, right? Now you've got this old captain, and he gets another crew, he gets a little ship, and they go from world to world, helping and trading and doing stuff and finding little missions, right? That sounds like a great little... taking a few characters from a few of the different shows, right? Next Generation, the first series, right? Deep Space Nine, Voyager. Taking characters from each of those shows, putting them on like an asteroid somewhere, and having like, what do you call quarks? Having a quarks. And just call the TV series Quarks, where it's about the people and the aliens and stuff that come through the bar and go on missions, and Quark would be there, and he would be kind of a facilitator of sorts, and there would be different crew members from different shows that would kind of join together, right? They appeared in the cameos on the series. Pinky Blinders. Pinky Blinders. I'll have to check that out. Pinky, get off the rail. Gee, Rain, what are we going to do tonight? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. I love the Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, right? What a great fucking show. Once again, 90s, but what a great fucking idea for a show, right? Da, 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 da. Yeah, the Animaniacs, great. Yeah, there's a lot of great ideas for spin-offs for Star Trek. And of course, they choose to do these weird woke shows on Paramount. And I got Paramount so that I could watch these new Star Trek shows. And I watched a couple of seasons of one show, and I'm like, this sucks. I just got sick of these fucking characters just jamming this shit down your fucking throats, right? It's like, live how you want to live. That's fine. But allow me the same fucking courtesy. You know, let me have my Star Trek. Not this fucking shit that it's become. Give me a good old spin-off, right? Give me a good old spin-off. Let's do that. It's too bad that all of those people from Deep Space Nine are all gone, right? Nog's gone. Quark, he's gone. Rene Auberjois, he's gone. What's his face is too old. Captain Sisko, he's too old. You could take Bashir and the new Dax, I guess, right? I think that Worf is probably too old, you know. Jake Sisko. If you took a couple of these characters, the Doctor, right, from Voyager, that's a great character. He would be great on a spin-off. And just pick like great characters from the show that you could put into like a team, and they have a really cool ship, and their headquarters is an asteroid that's spinning through space, right? And Quark's restaurant, and it's just this big restaurant plopped on an asteroid, And he just bought an asteroid and parked like you do with the train car. Park a train car on a lot and turn it into a restaurant. He did that with a spaceship. Just parked this big giant spaceship and turned it into a restaurant. Quarks. Big giant round restaurant on an asteroid. That's it. And if you make it a spaceship, then at some point during an episode, you could blow that asteroid up and they escape and have to find a new asteroid, right? The shit writes itself. Totally. I mean, I could write up episode synopsis. I could write up a whole season arc, right? Nobody wants to hire an old fart to think about old shit, right? That needs to be heated up. I'm going to do that. I'm going to heat up my coffee. And then we're going to do a hit. We're going to hit me. Totally. I hear the trash man. Means the dogs are going to get up. The dogs get upset about the trash man. He makes noise. They don't like noise. Yeah. That's what we did today. We created a couple of spin-offs on Television Tuesday. Totally. That's like my my sequel for Escape from New York and Escape from LA. Escape from the Moon. Let's put a prison on the moon. Let's turn the moon into a prison. And let's send Kurt Russell's son to rescue the president. And then he finds his father, Snake. Because if you look at Kurt Russell and his son, my God, they look almost identical. They sound alike. They laugh alike. They have the same smile. So if you were to make it, this kid is Snake Plissken, and we go through half the movie with this kid as a young Snake Plissken, and then we realize that he may say that he's Snake Plissken, but that's only because his father was Snake Plissken, and he thinks he's dead, right? So he goes to the moon to rescue Madam President, and finds Snake Plissken Senior, way senior, on the moon, looking to get rescued, I guess. And he does. He gets rescued by his son. And they escape in a spaceship, and they're destined for Mars. They hand off the Madam President at the space station, and then duck out the back door in a spaceship, and the two snakes and the couple of prisoners they rescued head off to Mars so that we can have another sequel. But at this point we can have Kurt Russell's son take over the movie series, right? And that sounds cool, because you got to leave Earth in order to do another sequel. You really do. You know what? Do an island or something. They already did that, Los Angeles Island. They need to do the moon, Escape from the Moon, and then you set up to escape from Mars. You can set up to escape from, you know, the galaxy. I don't know. You can just keep escaping, man. But to use Kurt Russell's son would be the shit, because yeah, I saw him in something, and I'm like, whoa. Yeah, I was woed. totally woed. So I'm going to be leaving the show at the hour, top of the hour. My wife has got some stuff to go out and do, and then when she gets back, we've both got stuff to go out and do together. So I'm going to be having some breakfast and laying down for a couple of hours so that I have the energy to go do some tile work. I spent 25 years in house painting and about 15 years out here doing handyman work. And I got into construction at the age of 15, so I've just kind of been around it my whole life. So I quite often go out and do handyman work. I prefer to just paint because it's easy, but sometimes I got to go out and do other stuff. So I'm going to try to earn enough money this week to pick up my guitars and then start looking at getting the van fixed. So it's been a long haul between this job today and tomorrow and the job on Thursday. I should be able to pick up the guitars. There you go. There you have it. There it is. Excellent. Totally. Totally, eh? Totally. Cheers. What should they have done with shows rather than reboots, right? Let's talk about, for the next few minutes, before we read some of the TV guide, let's talk about how they should have brought back Magnum PI. There you go. There is a reboot that is out there that is ridiculously stupid. They took the character and they gave it to another actor, basically. That's horrible, right? I mean, when they say that, you know, to copy something, right? It's like the highest form of flattery when somebody, you know, redoes your stuff. No, this was stupid. What they should have done is they should have continued the story, like in most of these stupid fucking reboots, rather than just take the show and drop it into a new cast with a whole new bunch of bullshit changes. But continue the show. Why don't they just continue the story? Because that's what we really need when we're rebooting these things. We need closure. We need transition. We need things to move from one to the other. Not just all of a sudden, this is what it is now. That's stupid. I hate those fucking shows. Right? I hate them. Do something you're different. Have some imagination. If you're going to do that, take it and continue it. That's all I ask. Right? There's just no continuity. It just breaks off here and starts again as the same thing, only re-envisioned. It's just dumb. Why not just make your own new fucking show? Or, here's a thought, continue the story, right? Then you can have these characters from the first series come and bop in once in a while. You can't bring Magnum into a show where there's already a Magnum. What are you going to do, make him his grandpa? Give me a break. That's just dumb, right? Sure, make him his grandpa, but make it from the beginning. You know, don't just all of a sudden this Magnum, oh, by the way, 3 seasons later, he happens to be, give me a break. Higgins, the female, happens to be related to the no, give me a break. You got to start off. You got to do a transition. You got to do a passing of the torch thing. And if you don't do that, it's just stupid. But like Star Trek, to take characters or an episode and use an episode as a jumping off point. James Doohan could have lived the rest of his life as you know, Captain Scott, and had a couple of years of doing that show back in the 90s before he eventually faded away and then passed away. But that would have been great, because he never really did anything in his life but Scotty. He was Scotty. Scotty was James Doohan, you know. And I think he got a lot of guff from the other actors because he didn't want to keep going around and going to these Comic-Con and these conventions and still do the same thing, you know. I think it would have been great had he decided to do something like that. That would have been great. I think that would have given him a good reason to go to those conventions. Yeah. What would be another series that only had 1 or 2 movies in the series, right? That needs a sequel, that never got a sequel? Because I'm just fine never watching Happy Gilmore 2. I mean, I'll be fine. There's nothing that needs to be a sequel to, right? Oh, he's older now. But he's still doing the same shtick, right? It's still the same comedy. It's still the same fucking story. I don't need that. That's what they did in the first one. That's fine, you know. The golf, the weirdness, the love interest, the weird characters, the zaniness. Yeah, it's been done. You know, it's like doing a Caddyshack 3. Isn't there's already a 2, right? So that would be like doing a Caddyshack 3. What's the point? You know, it's like doing an Airplane 3. No, there was enough done there, right? Why would you need to reboot Naked Gun? I get it. They did it the right way. He's Frank Drebin Jr. and it's just as wacky and as zany and stuff. But it's not really a sequel so much as it is a quest for more money, riding on the coattails of the Naked Gun series. It's just another reboot that's I'll pass. You can keep your reboots and your remakes and all of that. I just don't care for it. It's been too long. Things have changed so much that you cannot capture that lightning in a bottle again. You cannot go back, right? You just can't. You can move forward. If you want to continue the story, that's fine. But let's have a reason to continue the story. I don't see a reason to continue the Naked Gun story. I don't. It's fine where it was. They did enough of that. To be zany in the present, we're here. We don't need that. We need Naked Gun from the past. That's what we need, because that's what it was. Now you're trying to capture lightning in a bottle again, and it's just pointless. No, you can't. You can't just turn the lights on again and expect it to work. No. It's not the same. It may be the same light, but it ain't the same room. It just ain't. Totally. Let's read from the the Bible, the TV guide. And of course, we got Bob Dylan on the cover here, because he's doing a TV special this week in 1977. Let's see. Today is Tuesday, so we want to take a look at Tuesday. Dorlier. Bonanza. Okay, 7:30. Tuesday, September 14, 1976. Hollywood Squares, and they're not telling us who's on. That sucks. Okay, at 8 p.m. Happy Days. Repeat. Fonzie will be the guest vocalist at a senior dance if the boys can persuade him to sing. Moving on. I just started watching this series again. It has Claude Akins and Frank Converse. Frank Converse has got a great face and a great voice. Vera Miles and Cliff Osmond guest star on Moving On. It's about two truckers driving around helping people. That's all it is. And let's see, Over Easy, a variety. Hugh Downs visits Phyllis Diller. Wow, that's cool. I wonder if we get to meet Wolfgang, her husband. Let's see, MASH. And it preempts Tony Orlando and Dawn returns to its regularly scheduled day next week. Movie Husbands, 1970. John Cassavetes wrote the screenplay. Directed and plays Gus in this realistic account of the three married men on a binge. Peter Falk, Ben Gazzara. Filmed in New York and London. At 8:30, California Wine Country is the setting of Charlie's Angels, the TV movie about three female detectives. So this is the premiere movie, I guess. Yeah. Totally. Shadows on the Grass. Outdoor locations, western Nebraska. The settings for this: pianist Carrie Lewis, violinist Arnold Schatz, cellist Dorothy Lewis. GE Theater, Just an Old Sweet Song. Melvin Van Peebles, his father, director, writer, screenwriter, playwright. Yeah, just a hell of a guy, Melvin Van Peebles. Robert Hooks, Cicely Tyson. Wow. Yeah, Barbie. Okay. A rare TV appearance at 10. Bob Dylan. There you go. At 9, Policewoman, American Indian Artists. Wow. That's cool. 9:30, American Indian, A Quiet Revolution. And they don't talk to who they should talk to. The natives. 10 o'clock, Family. Good old Family. Buddy, Christy McNichol. Yep. I love that show. I love me some Christy McNichol. She's one of the coolest kids ever. Bob Dylan at 10. Autobiography of a Princess. CBS News special, Rescue at Entebbe. They saved the hostages. Gunsmoke. A couple of episodes of Love American Style. Johnny Carson with Neil Sedaka and Jim Henson. Ooh, and the Muppets. Harry Reasoner, Mary Hartman. And, of course, last at 1 a.m., Barry White on The Tomorrow Show with Tom Snyder. And then into Wednesday morning. And that takes care of the TV guide. I'm going to be probably laying back down and getting a little bit of rest this morning before I go back out into the world. If I go out tired and cranky, man, look out, world. So I try to get rest. When I go out with my daughter, I try to get rest so that I'm not cranky when I'm with her. I've never really been cranky with my daughter, or snappy or short. She's seen me rage about pain before, but I've always tried to stress the fact that it's me. It's my pain, it's my issue. It has nothing to do with anybody else. If I'm pissed off, it's usually about my own misfortune. So there's that. Totally, eh? Totally. Right. Ow. I am just ready to eat some food and lay down. That's about what I'm ready to do. I got enough sleep last night. By 3 o'clock, I was like, "Hey, it's time to get up." So by 4 o'clock, I was like, "Bing!" Yeah. I get up at 4 a.m. and I get out of bed at 4:20. I snooze twice and then get up. And then I walk in here and turn on computers and monitors and mixers and cameras and get stuff going live. And then spend a half an hour getting dressed, getting coffee, going to the restroom, getting my act together, brushing my face. Yeah. And I can't not do it. I wake up and it's like, oh, I don't want to do it today. But I know if I don't, I'll just sit there and think, well, I should be doing it. So I do it. I just do it. If I don't want to do it, I just do it anyway. Because it is what it is. I gotta do it. I got to. I talked to my daughter last night and urged her to try to deal with the Switch and Minecraft. When she's in between schoolwork, she just wants to dive into Fortnite. So I said, okay, we'll just take a couple of minutes and download the game, check it out, make sure we got our data. But do it so that I can get my show back together, because I really do enjoy going live Monday nights playing Minecraft, listening to the Grateful Dead, chilling out. And I miss that little piece of fantasy, right? So hopefully that'll be happening soon again. That'll be nice. But like I said, I'm not going to force the issue on her, because it's her life that I'm interfering with. And yeah, I'm the parent, but she does way more than I do at this point with school. All I do is go to work once in a while, and this crap. She's the one that spends all day and all night doing schoolwork. So she writes her own schedule. If she can't fit my shit into it, I don't care. I'll take a back seat. She's the important one now. I had my life, I had my chance, I had my time. That's why I do this now, so I'm not taking my time from anyone else. I'm not interfering with someone else's world. There you go. There you have it. There it is. I'm going to do a hit ski here, drink the rest of this coffee. We're about 15 minutes away from saying g'day. So, yeah. What a day. I know, I've only been awake for a couple of hours now, and I've been drinking coffee the whole time, and I have no energy. I have zero energy. I'm ready to eat something and lay back down and go to sleep for a couple hours. You know what? Mainly because I don't sleep well at night. I got to sleep early, but I still was up most of the night flopping around. Took me forever to get to sleep. Couldn't stay asleep. Had to readjust my pillows 20 times. Once I get up and I'm cold, next I get up and I'm sweating. At least 4 times to get up and take a leak. You know, so 6 hours turns into 3 hours really quick. Yeah. Sucks, man, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Just deal with it. Just deal with it, man. Just deal with it. What are we doing tomorrow? I have no idea. Today we talked about TV, and it was pretty much Star Trek spin-offs, right? Star Trek spin-offs. There we go. Star Trek spin-offs. That's it. That's what we talked about. Oh, and Babylon 5. Now, Babylon 5, like I said, that wasn't an 80s show, but it was definitely using 90s technology in the genre of the 80s science fiction stuff, right? Because the guy probably started creating the idea for it back in the 80s, and then by the 90s, he had developed enough of this stuff, and computers had caught up enough, and animationists, and he was working doing something else. But he would go home, and in his garage he would create this world. And what a great, I can't remember the guy's name, but what a great idea for a series, you know. I think that's what would have worked about Quarks, is having that out in the middle of nowhere. The Federation isn't really involved. They pass through, but it's not a Federation show. It's more about a team, a ragtag team of X, this and that have kind of joined forces to help take care of business in a region, right? And of course Quark is happy to have them there for the protection. So, and Quark was always a good guy. Especially for a Ferengi, but he was always a good guy. We didn't understand him in the first couple of seasons, but it turns out that he was a good guy. Yeah. Good stuff. Totally good stuff. Tomorrow is Old Time Radio Wednesday. Put on your thinking caps and come up with some kind of old time radio that you want to talk about. Something that's on the channel, or something that you don't see on the channel. If we find out about it early enough, I can actually bring something to you. Otherwise, we'll just talk about it, and then maybe I'll try to find some audio to listen to. But I won't be able to fancy anything up for you. It'll just be some audio. But totally, eh? Totally. So yeah, tomorrow, Old Time Radio Wednesday. We can also talk about old time radio stations and stuff we liked to hear on the radio. We'll do another album of the day. We'll read from some more TV Guide. You know, the usual. And we'll do a whole lot of jibber-jabbing. A whole lot of talking about stuff. Totally, eh? Totally, eh? A video time machine coming up this week? I don't know. I didn't put anything on the promo about the video time machine because I don't want to lock myself into anything. If I can't manage an episode because I'm too busy, I don't want people to be expecting an episode. I'm figuring that we're probably going to do about a half dozen or so episodes of the video time machine between now and the end of the year, right? So if we do another 5 episodes, that'll take us to 30 for the season, right? Which is plenty. Next year, I would like to have at least 2 or 3 episodes of the video time machine every month, right? At least 2 would give us 24. 3 was that 36? So I'd like there to be more than this season. I like everything to kind of grow rather than kind of go backwards. Yeah, hear me now and think about me later. Yeah, this is kind of slow week. I've got a house guest coming. Joey's coming here soon. So I haven't really been trying to put a lot of effort into the channel. I don't want to be committed. I don't want to be over-committed. Just like I told my daughter when she asked, do you think I should do the tutoring or not? And I said, you know what? From what I see, you're already busy. I said, don't overcommit yourself. You know. Maybe after you see what next semester is going to look like, you might do it then. You might, if you're bored over a summer or next year after you've graduated, you might volunteer. As an alumni, you might volunteer to come in and work and get paid to tutor, because you can do that. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't want her to flounder after she gets her bachelor's. So it's a matter of finding something that she can do that will help her to keep moving forward. Even if it's just volunteer work or something where she's not getting paid a lot of money, but she's earning a lot of experience toward some eventual goal, right? She doesn't have to have an idea of what that is now. All she has to do is keep building herself. So at some point, it'll hit her. She'll have an epiphany, and she'll know what it is she's supposed to do. But I don't want that programmed into her. I want her to decide. Right? That's the least I can do, is help her to be free and be in control of her own destiny completely. Yeah. So there you go, there's that. It would be nice if she took her bachelor's degree in psychology and paired it with art, music, animals, and then used that as a way to help people, right? Even if all she did was make silly videos about animals, right? Those help people. Happy, happy, joy, joy, you know? So we'll see. We'll see. She may go into a field that she has no clue right now that that's what she's planning for. You never know. You never know. So, you know, like I'm not 100% anything. I'm middle of the road. I think that's right now where she is. She's middle of the road. She needs to figure out what lane to get into and what off-ramp to take and what new road to, you know, and that all has to be her. It can't be, well, the teacher said that I should do this with my life, and my parents said I should do this with my life, and my boyfriend said I should. It needs to be her 100%, so that she's happy. You know, if you make a conscious effort to chase down and physically get a hold of that dream, then you should by all means do that. By all means. So hopefully she'll get there. I don't know what it is, what it's going to be. You know, honestly, what I'd like is I would like to have my own little town, village somewhere. Not that I run the place, but I can help it in whatever fashion, right? And then, you know, make it a touristy type place so people can come and visit and purchase the produce, the arts and crafts, the artisans, whatever's there, whatever the people there in that place are doing. Bring the people, bring the economy to the little town. That would be great. It sounds like the house is about waking up here. It's appropriate because we only got a couple of minutes left. So there we go. And during the next couple of minutes, I'm going to turn that on. So we have it's kind of a sound smoke screen, basically. It's loud, but it also blocks off the sound of the house so people can have privacy. So that's why I turned that on. So there you go. Last drink of coffee here. And so begins my day. Alright, so tomorrow we're going to do more of the same. It's more viewer's choice. And we will just kind of play it by ear all week, all month, until October. And then I think we're just going to do a Halloween-themed October. And I think it's just going to be Halloween stuff. Halloween movies, Halloween music, Halloween books, Halloween stories, Halloween TV shows, right? Oh, my favorite is the episode of the Fat Albert Gang TV show, the animated show where it's the Halloween episode, and nobody wants to go to the old man's house and trick or treat because he's really scary. And I love that episode. I love, you know, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, various versions of Sleepy Hollow. There's just so many great TV things from the 70s and 80s for Halloween. So we're just going to kind of be bouncing around in the past for Halloween, and some great Halloween stories as well. So October is Halloween month. I think we'll do fall and Thanksgiving for November, because as well as October, we'll do some fall themed stuff, winter themed stuff November and December, and of course Christmas themed stuff throughout December. And I love to bounce around through the eras and check out the holidays in the different eras and how they celebrated and how inclusive it was or wasn't for everyone. Definitely some interesting stuff to check out. So come up with your favorite old-time radio show stuff for tomorrow, and we will be back then so that we can talk more about all of this shit. All right, so thank you for coming by, people. I'm gonna head on out. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, James. Thank you, Joey. Thank you for all of the other irregulars that have come and gone today. Peace be with you. Totally. You guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be nice to each other. Spread peace and love, not bullshit. All right, go out there into the world today and do something for yourself, but do something for somebody else too. Why? Because you can. It's nice. It makes you a nice person. Makes somebody else feel good, right? So do that. most especially stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you. You gotta do it, baby. You gotta take care of yourself, take care of the people around you. That's weird. All right, you guys, love you lots. Take care of each other. I will see you in the morning. This world needs help. Get out and help. All right, people, take care of each other, and adios.